So that was Metal Gear 1. Now let's look at Metal Gear 2.
Does it have the same bitchin' tunes?
Different sound font, but
I'm liking this.
the music is pretty good. I believe the song was actually used as is in Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Oh, was it?
I think.
I don't remember hearing this at all. But
It's called Theme of Solid Snake if you want to go check. As an aside, they also used a song from Metal Gear 1 in Brawl, the theme of Tara, the main sneaking theme. But it got a huge remix and to sound a little more James Bondish.
I mean, they could have just had this, and this is pretty adequate.
So, just like Mega Man X, we're getting sort of like a look at the main robot here. It's not as detailed as Mega Man X, though.
You know, it's a bold move to spoiler, just like sit that out there immediately.
Yeah.
Like, how was I supposed to know that Metal Gear is a walking bipedal nuclear launching robot?
Because you played the first game. To summarize what happened in Metal Gear 1, Solid Snake, he destroyed Metal Gear, he rescued Dr. Madnar and his daughter, and then he found the big boss of Outer Heaven, who was, surprise, big boss!
I wish you just said, in summary, Snake won.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Snake won, and yeah. And now he's being called back to action for Metal Gear 2.
Now, does he still believe that Big Boss is a buddy on his codec?
No. Big Boss is, as far as he knows, dead, I believe. Because, he killed him, right?
So that means, who's going to be the big bad of this? Aside from Metal Gear, because, of course. It's going to be Major Tom.
Oh no, not Major Zero.
Really, MGS games are just a series of betrayals.
Yeah, pretty much. I like how the schematic there is just really focusing on Metal Gear's his dick gun? I don't know what else to call it.
His crotch piece.
Yes. Let's go with that.
I mean, you can't call it a cod piece because it's not like protecting anything. It's the actual crotch right there.
Okay. So that was the attract sequence. There's another sort of intro cinematic that gives us the story of the game.
Now, does this game have the canonical taking down of the Berlin Wall?
Well, didn't that happen? When did that happen?
89.
It's happened since then. Sometime between the two games.
But I'm kind of wondering if it's referenced it.
No, it doesn't really reference it.
Because I don't know, I'm just working on previous games that I've seen and obviously not played, where all the stock footage is just running rampant. I kind of assume there to be some references to real world happenings.
Well, not really, as far as I can tell. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, both Metal Gear 1 and 2 got brand new translations for re-release when they were released on PS2.
Mm-hmm.
Because Metal Gear 2 had never been officially translated, and Metal Gear 1, there were two translations, sorta. The first one was the NES version, and that version is garbage, for many reasons. And the other version was a European translation that cut out half the codec calls. And was kind of dry, and I think it mistranslated a lot of things.
I'm really enjoying the fact that Zanzibar Land, which really funny because I don't think anybody knew that Zanzibar was an actual place. kind of like they just pointed on the map and said, "You're Zanzibar." That's a cookie name. But the text implies that Zanzibar land is the only nuclear superpower.
Well, at this point, it might as well be because everybody else decided to disarm themselves.
Yeah, but
Like we both know that's not going to happen.
Well, nations are disarming. They're in the stages of disarmament, but they're doing it at a relatively slow and steady pace. Like, just because they disarm doesn't mean you just garbaged thousands of nuclear weapons.
Yeah. But yeah, currently the world is undergoing an oil crisis, and then this Czech guy, he develops this special, like, substance that could substitute for oil.
But check this guy out. Okay, I'm done.
But he's kidnapped by Zanzibar land, so we gotta go rescue this VIP.
Seems like is it something that they is it ever explained, like, do they actually need this guy to, like, supply their own fuel needs, or is this just we're capturing this guy because he's developed this thing that's cool?
I don't entirely remember, honestly, but Zanzibar land is gonna achieve global military domination.
I'm still wondering, like, how oil like figures into them becoming a military power.
Well, because the world is running out of oil, so if they don't have the only oil substitute in the world, then...
Yeah, but they have nukes. Like, I don't think the addition of, oil really matters all that much.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it doesn't seem like they care about mad situations.
Probably not, no.
I mean, considering the story, I assume that Zanzibar land is like 50 kilometers across, and all it is nuclear silos.
I'm actually not sure how wide it is, but we have seen how far it goes, in a sense. Also, this is basically the blueprint for Metal Gear Solid and the rest of the series. So expect lengthy codec conversations and portraits of characters talking to each other. Fun fact, in the original MSX version, these portraits were based off of movie stars. I don't remember who Campbell was based off of, but Snake was based off of, I think, Mel Gibson?
I can kind of see it.
I'll show it on screen.
The more and more I look at Campbell, for some reason I can't shake it out of my head. I just think he's like a white, oh my god, how do I forget Samuel Jackson? I don't know why. Like, it doesn't even really look like him. I just can't get it out of my head.
But yeah, we've also been introduced to our radar, which lets us see 8 squares around us. And Dr. Marv has a transmitter in his teeth, so he can be spotted on the radar as a red blip. Just like the DARPA chief in Metal Gear Solid 1.
Man, having a transmitter in your tooth, how does that possibly work, I wonder?
Probably the same way you have a revival pill in your tooth.
But I mean, like, the pill I understand, because like if you bite hard, down hard, you crunch it and whatnot. But the transmitter, it seems like, I don't know, it seems weird.
Anyway, this game is basically Metal Gear Solid, but in 2D. You can crawl, you can knock on walls.
I'm loving that there's a timer and everything.
Yeah. So now we just gotta wait out the alert. I am terrible at the MSX games, if you couldn't tell already. Now we're in invasion mode. Oops, there's a guy coming up that way. These guards are way smarter than the ones in Outer Heaven. For instance, they have a 45-degree cone of vision instead of just a straight pixel.
Oh, damn. You can't just, like, easily walk up to the guy and start punching him out.
Well, I mean, if you go up behind him, you can still do that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think what I'm getting at is that in Metal Gear 1, guards were all E rating, and now they've been bumped up to like a B.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Unlike Metal Gear 1, these trucks do not replenish themselves when you go into them.
Aww.
There's little holes you can crawl through now.
and doing the only true Metal Gear thing of evading and just not responding to any codec calls.
Yeah. That guard I probably should have seen coming from the radar, but I was being stupid and impatient.
Par for the course, really.
Yeah, pretty much. This is a dead end, so let's go this way. He's not here.
Yeah, those are some weird fences that they can't see through it.
Yeah, they're super thick.
They're like normal cement walls, but they've got the chicken wire fence on them anyways. It's for stability.
Come on, guys, stop staring at the hole so I can go through it already. Oh, stealth.
Are there many sequences in the game where this same situation happens?
Probably. I didn't play very much of Metal Gear 2. I actually haven't beaten this game. Mostly because I do not care to actually play through it.
Oh, come on. That's not the LP spirit of things.
I don't know how he saw me.
Do you think maybe it was the guy who came on screen?
No, it couldn't have been, because the exclamation point came from the guy who was just there. You can hide under trucks, but if you've been caught on and they know you're on the screen, it's not going to help.
Can they still shoot you?
No, but like...
They won't go away?
Yeah, and they're just going to shoot at the truck, but not under it, so I kind of have to come out.
And then the truck explodes and kills everybody.
Here's a handgun. It's another M9. It doesn't say it on the description, but it's
Right.
Where'd that guy come from?
I love that there are actual guards inhabiting trucks in this game.
Right?
And the previous one.
Okay, so we just gotta get into this vent to get away.
Are there any rats?
Not as far as I can tell.
Can't show you the way?
Nope.
Damn.
You know, speaking of rats showing us the way, Master Miller is in our codec support team.
Oh man.
I think he still has the same frequency too, like 141.80.
But is he constantly telling you to kill people with no remorse?
No. I think he serves basically the same role. There was a thing up that way, but it was a dead end, so we're gonna skip that because there was a loading screen.
So basically this part of the event is useless and...
Well, I mean, if you want ammo, go right ahead. Fun fact about Master Miller in the original MSX version, he was patterned after an Asian man, so he looked nothing like he did in later games. You know, blonde hair, sunglasses.
Is that why they gave him, like, his background the way it is now?
Maybe? But yeah, as part of the re-releases, everybody's portraits got reworked, as mentioned earlier. This is Holly White.
Yeah, no kidding. Holy crap. Does she have a light being shown right in her face?
Maybe. Holly here is basically the Meryl of this game. She even has the same frequency.
I wonder how often the same frequencies get reused.
Very often.
Really?
If you notice, Colonel Campbell's frequency in this game is 140.80. That's traditionally your commanding officer's frequency. Like, Big Boss uses it in Metal Gear 1, Major Zero uses it. The frequency 141.80 is generally like your mentor character. Like, it's used by Master Miller here, used by Miller in Metal Gear Solid, it's used by Pliskin in Metal Gear Solid 2, it's used by the boss in Metal Gear Solid 3. It's a very recurring one. Also, I think it's used by Raiden in Metal Gear Solid 4.
Do you think that's a little insulting? Because I don't think I'd consider Raiden to be a mentor in any way.
No, but I feel like they just didn't want to make up a new frequency.
Well, I mean, it seems a little weird. Like, Why not just have it 140.87?
Or I don't know. Maybe it was just like they've been using the same frequency to communicate since Metal Gear Solid 2. Guard, how did you not see me?
Like you're crawling. Everybody knows, like, as a guard, as a security guard, your head is in one of 3 positions. At the low ready, where you're only looking at feet. The normal, where you're looking at, chest height. And then your seagull, basically, version, where all you're doing is looking up. In this case, the guy was looking directly up.
Gotcha. Okay, so elevators work differently in Zanzibar Land than in Outer Heaven, and I think Colonel Campbell actually calls you to tell you they work differently. Instead of just being able to walk into them, you have to punch the button. Naturally, if guards are around, they will hear you punching the button.
So, what was the issue with the elevator on the left previously?
Out of order, I guess.
But it seems fine now.
Well, this is a different elevator. Like, Zanzibar Land subscribes to the very inefficient model where you gotta have different elevators to go for different floors. Like, there's an elevator to go from first to second, there's one to go from second to third,
There's an elevator on each odd floor, and when you call one, it basically calls one for above or below.
Yeah.
Does that count as being caught twice?
Probably. Yeah, that's a third one, because I went into evasion mode for like half a second. Okay, we got B2 rations. I forgot to mention this game has, like 3 different ration types. Also keycards again. Each ration type will specify, like, what food is inside. Like, one of them's like a beef ration, another one's like, it has chocolate. It's legitimately important to know what your rations have.
Why?
Because, like, you can use chocolate to neutralize sulfuric acid, or you can use, like, the potatoes to...
Oh, wow.
To attract a bird to you. Wow. I'm not making any of this up.
That seems a little over-engineered, Kojima.
A little bit.
Like, couldn't they have done it the simple way of giving you, like say, an owl's egg, so that you could then hatch it 3 days later and confuse a guard?
Note that that is actually also in this game.
I always forget if it's in this one or the previous one.
It's this one. So if you get caught going into an elevator, guards will follow you into the elevator.
3rd floor, please. Ah!
I like how that guard walked into the bullet.
And one guy got crushed by the doors.
Okay, bye guys.
I wish that was a thing in other MGS games.
So hey, there's the red blip on the radar to the screen to the right. Dr. Marv must be over there.
Wow, that's small.
Yeah. Fun fact, they kind of came back and reused this radar idea for Metal Gear Solid for the Game Boy Color.
Well, it's not a bad radar or anything.
It's not, but like the Game Boy screen is 160 pixels by 144.
Yeah.
Also, here's a gas room. I hope you remember to get the gas mask.
Let me guess, no one tells you about it.
Yeah, no one calling us this time to tell us that they forgot to tell us about the gas mask either.
Yeah, instead of calling you to tell you they forgot about it, they just don't call you, period. They figured it was less insulting.
So, hey, remember how I said in the last game there were 8 keycards?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's still like 8 or 9 in this game, but that's okay. They've revamped the system slightly, so once you get enough cards, you'll eventually find, like a consolidated card, like a red card to cover levels 1 through 3. But that still means you have 3 keycards to shuffle around.
Yeah, you're simplifying it, but you could have gone that extra step and...
Yeah. Also, cigarettes, you can use them to bypass lasers.
But not cameras.
Nope, cameras still suck. Also, I was supposed to go down. I didn't know that.
Well, Chaos, I thought you were an expert at these games.
I love how the gas mask is in a room where you need the gas mask.
Yeah, the gas mask is filled with poisonous gas. I'm gonna put the gas mask on.
So, also in the way of stuff that is complicated for no discernible reason, I believe there are several different cardboard box types. I said it earlier in the LP, but this is the game that introduced box transportation to the series.
Right.
So at least there's some precedent for that.
At least there's a reason for there being multiple boxes.
Yeah.
Do cigarettes act the same way as in future games?
Yeah, like if you smoke them, they will slowly kill you. They also show laser sight or lasers. All that good stuff.
I'm now curious to see if anybody has ever left a a bad review just because cigarettes kill you.
I really gotta wonder about like the gloved hands, like on the south wall there. Not on this one, but you know.
I was wondering. So, do the guards have gas masks as well?
I assume so.
It'd be funny if they didn't. Like, you just hid under something and they just like slowly died.
So, hey, here's the first boss. This is Black Ninja. He's the former member of NASA's Extraterrestrial Environment Special Forces Unit.
Wow.
I just has to eat this.
You know, Black Ninja, funny enough, after this gig, because obviously he couldn't show his face into like the Special Forces category of work, he actually became a wrestler.
Okay, so Black Ninja is in the original MSX version. He was named Black Color, and that was kind of a bad idea.
Just straight up black color, huh?
Yeah. He's basically the cyborg ninja of this game. He was an ally in the previous game. He was Schneider, who I never figured out the frequency for. And yeah, he came back. He's been augmented with special powers, and now he's trying to kill us, just like Ray Fox in Metal Gear Solid.
What is it with ninjas?
I don't know. But yeah, Metal Gear 2 is basically a prototype of Metal Gear Solid.
The only thing is that they still consider MG1 and 2 canon.
Yeah, they're both still totally canon. Like, Metal Gear Solid 1 references Zanzibar Land all the time. Also, that's it. That's game over.
You are dead. Game over.